We're going to talk about the shacks, the old shacks, and when Father Murray came out to Wilcox in 1927, he brought the 15 boys with him called the Argonauts, the Argos, and they were a group of kids in Regina, and when Father Murray was transferred to Wilcox, he had to bring these boys out, and he asked the Sisters of Charity of St. Louis if they would teach these boys, and the sisters said yes, but Father Murray had no place for them to live. And that was during the 1927 times and tough times, and the businesses in Wilcox were starting to disintegrate and close up, etc. So Father Murray used to put the call out, if you want to come to Notre Dame, you had to bring your own living accommodations. And so at that time in the 1930s, there was no crops because of the Depression and the Great Drought in the West. And so a lot of farmers had their bunkhouses and their cookhouse, etc., was they used for the harvesting crew, and no crops. So these bunkhouses, etc., were all sitting in farmers' yards. So if you wanted to come to Notre Dame, and you want your son or daughter to come to Notre Dame, you just move one of these bunkhouses into Notre Dame, into Wilcox, take the wheels off of it, and that's where the boys stay. The girls were still in convent, and there were about 4 or 5 boys into each one of the shacks. And Father Murray had, gradually, as more students wanted to come to Notre Dame, Father Murray had to get more shacks, if you will, to to house these. And so Father Murray used to name all of them. This, for instance, is the Annie. This is the Laurie. These were all friends of Father Murray's. And he named the shack, like we call today, we call Max Vale or Fred Hill, after friends of Pear. So the Annie, the Laurie, the Bert, the Moose, the Rex, the Teehee, the Elma, the Delnavert, etc. The Delnavert, Father Murray was a grandnephew of Canada's first Prime Minister, John A. Macdonald. And John A. Macdonald's son, Hugh John Macdonald, moved to Winnipeg, and he called his house in Winnipeg the Delnavert. And so Father Murray called one of his shacks here the Delnavert after his uncle, Hugh John Macdonald.